Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dennis from Crypto Planet, also the Crypto Jew on Twitter. And the next analysis for today is going to be on KCS. And we're going to be looking at KCS compared to BTC. And this is the weekly chart. You could see that price is in this triangular pattern right over here. We've been bouncing up and down in this zone. And eventually, we're going to break out of this pattern. And we're probably going to at least go to this zone. And then I would say at least to here, and we're going to check how much profit that would be from the current zone. I actually just bought right here, and I'm going to show you guys my buy-in in a second. But if we get to here, that'd be around 160% increase, which is something I could definitely see happening. And I think the charts really look promising for this. But let's take a look down at my order history. And as you guys can see, I bought some today. Right over here, KCS. I sold some of my TFD because I could definitely see TFD retracing a little bit, and I would like to get in on KCS right now first. I think I can definitely see KCS do a bit better while TFD is retracing. So I'll hold the KCS for now, sell when I make a little profit, and buy back into the TFD if I can get it a bit cheaper. If not, I may just hold the KCS for a bit. So let's also take a look at it against USDT. Now, if we look on the daily chart for USDT, I could see we have possibly a Adam and Eve pattern forming right here like this, and we would just have to scoop our way up and get past this resistance. I may have drawn that terribly. Let me just make it a better color so we can see. Yeah, it would have to be something like this where we would have to get past here, and that would give us a rise like you would always have after this sort of pattern. So I'm just going to remove this. And we're going to take a look at these candlesticks. These candlesticks right over here look very bullish to me. We have some hammers. We have a lot of these wicking from the downside right over here. We keep failing to breach lower. And this looks like it may push up. This pushes up as a very good sign for the daily chart. We just started this daily candlestick. So we're already pushing up. The bulls seem to be doing pretty well so far. They're holding very well against the bears. And these candles all look like very good signs to me. So now I'm going to look at a different time frame. So if we look at the weekly chart, we can actually see a pretty bearish pattern, head and shoulders, which is very bearish. We see we have the head over here, the left shoulder, the right shoulder. We are currently under the support, but a lot of the times in a market like this, you'll see this pattern be a fake out. You'll see it move right back above here. So if we move back above here, that would be a sign that the head and shoulders has failed. That's what we're looking for in this situation. So now I just want to take us to a chart for KCS that is much easier to read. This is a KCS BTC as well. And as you can see, we have this falling wedge pattern that we also saw something very similar to on TFD. And being that these are both coins that are available on KuCoin, I'm not surprised that they look like this. These are coins that are mostly just available to KuCoin. This is a very bullish pattern, and if we look at the ultimate oscillator as well, that gives us a good sign. The ultimate oscillator is above 50. As long as it stays above 50, like I said before in the TFD video, if you guys watch that, usually we'll see bullish movements when price goes above 50 in the long-term chart. We can see the RSI doesn't look so bad either. It looks just like the pattern. It looks like a rising wedge pattern. We have the MACD looking like a very potentially cross up overwards. We see this bullish divergence. These patterns up over here, you see it just keeps moving upwards. It looks very bullish to me, and this all looks like a very good sign. The Ichimoku cloud resistance also doesn't look very strong. It's a very thin resistance. It's not a large cloud. So once we get above here, we can see upwards movements very easily. So if we look at the weekly chart, I can see a few other patterns here as well. It looks like price has been forming in this downwards channel since we've seen the bull run of February or January 2018, end of 2017. And we've been going downwards since then. And it looks like we have also created this triangular pattern over here. And I would like to see a breakout upwards to have us break out of this downwards channel and continue our next bull market. A good sign about this is even though that we have broken to the downside, if you go back to the daily chart, you can see that the move to the downside out of this seems like a fake out to me because of the pattern that we talked about earlier. So if we can get back above over here from down here, if this support holds, maybe we could have something that brings us back over here that eventually gets us out of this falling wedge. Trying to show that wave. Okay, great. So I think you guys get the idea of that. So if we look at KCS on the daily chart, we can see that price has broken out of the downtrend over here. I can set up the supports and resistances like this, make it some sort of wedge pattern kinda that is broken out upwards. You can see we had a nice climb from there as we broke out around here, and we tested it, like almost tested it right around here. I'm just gonna put a box over here, rectangle, so you guys can see that. Broke out right around that zone, and prices made it all the way back to about $2.40 ish from its bottom at 34 cents. So it did fall a lot since then, and now we could see we formed into another pattern over here. And I'm seeing a couple of possibilities. Looks a lot like BNB where it has risen a lot, retraced again, and doesn't look likely to go all the way back to where it started. BNB started at about $6 around the same time, I believe, and has been rising since to around $40, crashed to about 15, and it looks very similar. Over here, we see the possibility of a double bottom pattern, which makes me feel like this support is going to hold. We've seen a similar pattern on ENJ as well before that pumped, and we made 80% profit on that in our group chat. So we have this potential double bottom over here. And if this does hold, we have the possibility of breaking out to the upside over here and breaking out of this, creating, confirming that it is a bull flag. Then we'll probably test the support again one more time, probably reaching a resistance probably around this zone. I would say we probably go to around here. I would say probably the $4 zone is definitely a target once we break out, some sort of short-term target, before we have some sort of retracement. I don't know how strong that retracement will be, but we'll be updating that on in the group chat as well. That's where we will be updating on this analysis in this trade once we see further movements. Either we break downwards or we break upwards. And if we break downwards, the lowest I see us possibly going is here, creating a much larger double bottom. But I find these zones very unlikely to be met. I expect this to hold. Let's look for some other patterns on this chart as well. So I also see the possibility of there being an inverse head and shoulders over here that hasn't had the strength to break out of the resistance yet. And interestingly enough, this resistance that we see become hard to breach for all of these zones right here is also the same resistance that this right shoulder lies on. So you see at the left shoulder over here, you have the head that's created down at about 30 cents. And then we have the right shoulder, which support is created right here at around 93 cents. And that's about where price is now, and that's where we think the potential double bottom could be happening. So I like to combine all these things in order to get the best odds for my trading. And I believe that this was likely to hold. And once we see that inverse head and shoulders breaking out, we're definitely going to be testing all-time highs once again and possibly going even further. So I think KCS looks great. And just remember, guys, we are the ones who called this potentially going to all-time highs after this zone is broken. So I'm just going to set some targets right now. Put that for around $20. And once we breach those zones as well, we're going to go way further. I doubt this will be a short-term cryptocurrency bull run. I think a lot of people will believe that initially, but we will probably go way farther than these targets. I believe it'll be a wonderful time. And of course, these zones that I had targeted over here before. So if you guys don't own any KCS and you would like to purchase some after this analysis, use the link to purchase them on KuCoin down below. And make sure to use our referral link when you do it. That way you get a discount on your trading fees. You can also use KCS to pay your trading fees. It'll be in your account settings. And yeah, that's definitely a way to secure more profits. And you'll also be able to stake your KCS on KuCoin as well, which will make you a small amount of KCS for free each day, depending on how much KCS you have. The more you have, the more you're going to get, of course. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to sign up at the website, and join my group chat to make sure you guys are updated on this as well. We're going to have more content about this that only members on the website will be receiving. It's completely free, so make sure to sign up for that. And like this video. Take care, guys.